Hope
Got
this is it.
spicy.
It is. All right, we got the right thing. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Zero Dark 30 podcast, presented by Zero Dark 30 and myself. I'm Shelby, United States Marine Corps veteran, and I am here today with two veterans that I know pretty well, and I've actually visited one in real life and the other one just over Facebook. We have Sean. Can you go ahead and say hi for me, Sean?
Morning, good evening. Sean, I was Marine Corps as well. Spent time as a radio operator, out now doing RF test engineer stuff. So I get to work with Marines, which is nice, but downside is I still have to work with not the Marines, but the radios.
That's fair. That's fair. And I got Brandon here. Go ahead and say hi, Brandon.
Howdy, my name is Brandon. I was a Navy corpsman. I got out this last year. Spent 6 years in the Navy, two of which I was overseas in Guam in a hospital, and then the other 4 I was greenside. I was with the Marine Corps taking care of these guys. 2-7 out of 29 Palms. I was a Victor unit, Gulf Company. Loved it, and now I work for one of the tech companies where I live. That's about as much as I can say because I have an NDA. But yeah.
Nice. Nice. And Sean, we got someone in the chat here saying they have the exact same coffee mug you do. I'm assuming there's Bailey's in that one.
No, I've got tequila. What is it? Pineapple. What is it? Scotch bonnet hot sauce.
Oh wow.
Hell.
That's wild. I'm just drinking waters and they look like they come in a Seltzer's can, and for the month of July they're Proud Source, and it's actually really good water if you guys ever come across it. It's the best water you'll ever put in your mouth.
I just got a local brew.
Not bad. I wanted to get some San Juans for tonight, and I didn't have time to stop by the store today. So, but we have a corpsman and a radio guy, and I think you guys know I was motor T mechanic, probably like the dumbest of the dumb when it comes to motor T. Everybody hates motor T until we show up.
Yes, but
fixed
y'all are
truck.
always late.
Yep, always late, and yeah, just fixed truck, turn wrench. That's all I did in the Marine Corps, pretty much.
Yeah, I showed up because you were my ride home.
Yes.
I was out.
I love it, man.
Stuck
Well-
in the field waiting on 7 tons.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
riding in the back of a 7-ton was miserable.
Especially during
Dust.
Yeah.
You know,
On 2.9, you got all the 2.9.
Yep. Everyone hated the back of the 7-ton. Depending on your operator too. Motor T operators are fucking dumb, and they kind of suck. But some of my best friends are Motor T operators, so I can't really say too much. But what cool
some
stuff
of our
did you
best
guys?
friends aren't the brightest bulbs.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, man. Damn, I got this big pimple right here, man. It's really showing on camera. My end,
Yeah, my
anyways. It's
My
okay.
camera's garbage, so you can't see anything.
Well, what cool stuff did you guys do in the Marine Corps? Like, how was the life, or in the military, I guess? Because I guess Brandon's kind of Marine Corps. He's green side. Like, how was it, life, in the military versus out, and like, what kind of, what have you guys found to help you like transition as you've been out? And I'll say what I have to say afterwards. So I mean, whoever wants to go first, go first.
Doc, I default.
all right. So the military in general. So for corpsman, you have to do a 4+1 because with all the training we go through, if you go greenside, you go through like FMTB. You do have to do a year of training. It's like right out of year. So you start with a 4+1, and then I extended to my higher tenure date, my 6-year date. So I could stay greenside, stay in 29, stay with the boys. Hospital wasn't bad. It's a very, very political game of who you know and who can you suck up to. I worked in a clinic. The first year I was there, I worked in an OB clinic, and I would shadow our doctors. I'd go up for like surgery, C-section, stuff like that, labor and delivery, catching babies. Second year I was there, I worked in an emergency department and did EMS. And Guam is actually the highest attrition, or highest, what's the word for it? You get the most patients in the ER compared to any other military facility, including the Middle East at the time.
Oh no shit.
So we'd get locals and stuff. There's 3 hospitals on island. And depending on where like an accident, drowning, something happened on island, they would come to us because we were the only fully staffed and fully equipped hospital. Saw a lot of crazy shit. People with injuries are like, how the hell did that happen? A lot of people that died. Downside of being out in the middle of nowhere on an island is there's people, like if we were stateside, they'd probably have lived. But since you're so remote, the best you can do is stabilize, try to medevac, and After that, I went down to Pendleton, did 2 months of FMTB, just training. It's basically another boot camp, just to get the Marine Corps side of it, training how to shoot a rifle and all that shit, which is basic knowledge. More TCCC, hands-on, like combat field medicine. And then from there, I went over to 29 Palms. I originally got to the unit. I did one field op with, I want to say it was weapons company, but it was CAT section. Did one field op with them, and then I got moved over to gunfighters, and I was with gunfighters until I left.
Nice.
So, well, I shouldn't say that. Until they deployed, I went over to Reg, rode out the last couple months until I got out. But gunfighters, started off as a platoon corpsman. I loved it. Did my job. Loved my boys. I'm a bigger guy, so dudes usually look at me like, "Oh, Doc." I remember my officer's very first words, like, "Why did we get the fat one?" And then by the time we deployed, we got the best Doc, and it was because I never fell out. I can't run with a shit, but when it comes to hiking and ranges, I never fell out.
Good.
And when it comes to medicine, I'm fucking smart. I'm really, really good with it when it comes to medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Deployed, we went over to Iraq. We're over in Al Taqaddum or TQ. And we were there from 2019, like the beginning of October until May of 2020. We got fucked over because of COVID. Left the end of March out of Iraq and then got stuck in Kuwait for a month and a half. And then, typical out processing, working on the new boots and stuff because we were leaving. And that was basically it. Trained them to go to Japanistan. They went to Japanistan and got in trouble, naturally.
Oh, it always happens.
Yeah. And then I, got out. And civilian side, a lot of people don't talk about it. And it's one of those things, especially in the Marine Corps side of it, the Navy really doesn't care per se, or from my perspective, they didn't really care if you got out. Just because it's one of the dumb things where, hey, as corpsmen, we're overmanned. If you look at like projected percentages and stuff of people who advance or will advance, and then you look at like actual numbers, and it's like this doesn't make sense. They're telling us we're overmanned, but we're undermanned. We never had enough people. Like when we're in Iraq, you want 2 corpsmen per platoon. We had 1 corpsman per platoon and 1 backup if shit went backwards. Yeah. And for 2 weeks, 3 weeks of that, we lost one of our corpsmen. He was out and he got medevac to Germany. And it's like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? We don't have a backup. And it's one of those things where the Navy doesn't really appreciate corpsmen. But it is what it is. Civilian side's a lot better. The transition is something the Marine Corps kind of pushes and harps on guys and like guilt trips them to stay. Like, oh, your life's not going to be this, your life's going to be that, blah, 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 blah. My perspective, the Navy really didn't give a shit. They're like, hey, man, you're going to go be civilian. You're going to do a lot better than you are here. And it's true. Transition is a very, very hard thing when you're getting out of the military. You go from, hey, I get to see my buddies every day, and you joke about it. I can't fucking wait to leave this place, especially being there in 29 Palms. You're like, I really fucking can't.
29 stumps.
Yeah, and then you leave, and then you go from, I don't have any, I had everyone here, I had friends, I had family, I can see everyone daily, to like up in Idaho. I wasn't born and raised up here. I lived here off and on because of the military for the last 10-ish years. Mm-hmm. And, kind of up here, I had like Keith and I had a few of our other buddies up here, but we're all adults, we all live our own life and shit. But I ain't have any other friends and stuff, so it was like, it took me getting a job up here, and then building relationships and friendships and stuff like that. And it's one of those things where when you first get out, depending where you go, you don't have that family net anymore. I have family up here, but it's not the same. It's something that I'm a firm believer of. Blood does not determine family, and it's one of those things where, I don't know, you feel very lonely when you get out.
Oh, yeah.
And then the transition in general, like My piece of advice: make sure you start your shit. The VA has the process now. You can start your shit 180 days before you get out. You can actually get a rating before you get out, which I highly recommend to do because I'm fighting the VA right now. They denied everything I had, and then I have an appeal in right now to see what they say. Because everything I claimed, they're like, oh, nothing service connected, nothing happened while you're in, and that's on the Navy because they never submitted my original record.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when this first denial letter I got, it was, hey, we see you went to boot camp, you went to court school, and then there was nothing for like 5
Nothing.
years, discharge. There was nothing in between.
No shit.
So it was like, for like
Same
perspective,
thing happened to the wife. My fault.
you're good, you're good. And it's like, for me, I'm blind in majority of my left eye. I've had a stroke. I have a shoulder that I need surgery because I've torn it. And it's all shit that happened when I was in. And they're like, yeah, this isn't because of us. And like, I got a PTSD rating. I was getting treated for PTSD while I was in. I got seen for like 2 years before I got out. Was on different meds, talking to psychs and stuff like that. And the denial letter, like, hey, based off your rate, where you went, and everything you experienced, we see that you probably have PTSD. But because you have no medical records to back it, we're denying you. And it's like, bro, I'm like, even the VA, because I was getting treated at our local VA clinic where I still am.
Yeah.
Fuck. But it's the Navy's fault. So now, with this appeal and everything, I have all the paperwork and stuff. So if they come back and deny me this time, I'm suing. So
Oh yeah. Let me get you in touch with the a VA like rep. We'll talk about it offline, but I can get you in touch with someone that can help you out too if you need it.
we'll see what
Very
they.
good service.
But outside, like, once you finally adjust, dude, my life is so much fucking better. I enjoy everything. You don't have that family brotherhood and like friends and stuff like that, but you make new friends. Life is significantly better. You're not waking up at 3:30 in the fucking morning. Hey, go to the armory, draw at the armory at 4:30, sit in a parking lot for 3 hours, and then go to the range. And when you get to the range, sit for another 2 hours. Like, stuff like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of hurry up and wait in the military, man.
Yeah. And it's like I work an 8-hour shift, and right now I work from home because I work in our office building.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, I work from home. I have a great job. I make decent money. It's not, the best money, but for my job, it's honestly more than you would expect. And it's something that'll take time. The adjustment takes time. It's lonely, but you'll find the new safety net in like reaching out to other people. I met Shelby at Takeover, and we've been friends ever since.
Yep. What about you, Sean?
He hit just about everything as far as getting out, but for me, joined, went to boot camp, same as everybody else. 29 Palms for Schoolhouse. 29 Palms. The chow, I loved it there. Chow halls, not bad, and they've got 3 or 4 gyms.
Yeah, they got nice
Small
gyms.
area. The gyms are nice. So if you like to lift, it's not a bad place to be because they've got 64 squat racks in the newest gym.
Wilburn.
So, Wilburn,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, you can't run out of squat racks. Went there, spent 6 months in 2-9. Went to Pendleton. Beautiful weather. Right now it's been cloudy for the last, month and a half of raining, so not so great. But went there, went to Ninth Com. Ninth Com is not it.
No. I've heard so much bad shit about Ninth
Yeah,
Com.
no. I mean, it was. It's weird because it's gotten better. We don't have the drug busts. You don't have one of our guys got jumped and stabbed a few people. You don't have that going on anymore. But after all that, like nobody's out drinking. It's like
somebody offered drugs to Beauty.
That's a whole different story. It's not as connected there anymore, and so went there, got on a workup for a MEU, did my training, went out to the field, made sure I knew how to do my job, pushed out on 11th MEU in 2019.
You left August of.
Yeah, it was August 12th.
It was August 12th of
19?
2021.
2021? No, we came back in 21.
No, we came back March of 2022.
Oh, very well.
Mhm.
2021.
Nice.
See, wife went on the same deployment, but she flew
Oh,
out
okay.
to Bahrain and got to have a smoothie bar.
Oh yeah, she was over on the NSA, wasn't she? Yep.
Yeah, I think she was what, Issa?
Yeah.
Oh
Issa.
yeah, we had a smoothie bar down there.
This is
Yeah.
okay.
So, I'm not saying she had it easy because she
I
came
went
back
to
on the boat,
Djibouti after that.
but they lost 100 pallets of food. So, I went from 198 to 155 on that deployment.
God damn.
My
And
deployment. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. You're gonna hate it when you're doing it, but
You'll
you
love the.
always have good times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 1 second
Um,
here. Inspire Zero, what's up, dude? Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. All right, go ahead, Sean. My bad.
Hey, amen. I've got to get up and can I see that chat anyway?
Yeah, I'll send you the Twitch link. You got your phone on you?
I should have it on me.
Cool.
I should have Twitch on there as well. I just don't use it.
Oh, that's fair. I'm like rarely on Twitch anymore these days. I'm on Twitch for this, and that's about it. I need to start just streaming multiple things, but all right, I sent you that link. I'll go ahead and kind of put out like what I did, and whatever. So obviously, like I said before, I was Motor T, boot camp. Oh, Kyle, what's up, dude? Glad to have you in, man. I appreciate you stopping by. It's pretty cool. Just talk about, life in the military. I think it's all in the link, man. Life in and out of the military and, all that good stuff. But as I was saying, I was Motor T. I got the luxury of being stationed in San Diego down in Miramar. Fuck the air wing. I really, honestly, I fucking have so many, like, regrets of things I did in the Marine Corps and things I didn't do.
We had a good grapple with them before they left ship.
Yeah. I was on the air wing. Worked a shit ton. Just having those fucking hard charging higher ups that just wanted to work, and that was all. I was out in the field a few times. Deployed out to Bahrain with Sec 4. And I was the main machine gunner. I fucking love that shit. I've deployed back in 2017, 2018. Came home, had my oldest son's a deployment baby. So you know how that one goes. And then I got out in 2020, 2 weeks before all the closures and for COVID. And getting out for me was kind of one of the most challenging things I've really had to go through. And everything that fucking happened in the world. I started my job. I worked there for 2 weeks. I was laid off. Then I was denied unemployment, which sucks. When you have really no money and you how the hell am I gonna pay my bills? So I started picking up on doing different things, and I know you guys both know I sell fucking everything. And
Hey, the hustle is real.
yeah, dude, I sell everything. I've picked up more as the years go by. I've worked at a few automotive companies, and that's how I've met a lot of my friends. When I originally came back here, so I grew up here about 15 minutes west of where I live now, in Vancouver, Washington. I live in Washougal, Washington now, which is a little smaller town. Dude, when I came back, it was I had my wife, my oldest son, my mom and dad, and my brothers, and that was it. And actually, my best friend to this day is actually watching the stream. So Lane, I know you're hearing me say this, and just know I love you. It fucking sucked when I came back here and I didn't have no one to go fucking hang out with, man. And Lane's been literally my best friend since I think we were 12 years old, getting stuffed in the back of a fucking cop car together. Just over some dumb shit. But dude, I've had so many good friends just through the internet to where it's it just kept me going, dude. I have me and Lane stay in touch over the phone regularly. Dude, I have friends that live in fucking Brandon out in Idaho, which we talk over the phone. Sean, you and I talk over the phone. Friends out in New York, friends out in fucking South Africa on the other side of the world, which he's what was originally a customer of mine has like became one of like the best people I know, which is pretty insane. You know, just I mean, just getting out. You know, like Brandon, you were saying, you find your new nest of people to kind of keep you going. You know, and so I spend a lot of time like by myself here in my garage at my desk. You know, and I'm running a company, um, trying to do stuff like this. You know, do the podcast and get a good message out to really everybody. And I've like I said it today. I focus really heavy on veterans just because of the background, but really everybody, man. It's we have there's like so much in life I want to do, and I like to help people. I guess is like what I'm trying to say, right? Um, and like the whole reason of this. Hey, like we get where you're coming from. Come talk to me, like if you need something, right? Like everybody's gone through some shit. We'll get through it together, and that's why Zero Dark 30 became the name. Is stick together in our darkest times, which Zero Dark 30 really came from getting up at fucking 3:30 in the morning, go to fucking pull guns at the armory and go sit out and do whatever and just wait, so but that's kind of what I did in and out of the military. And we really want to fight the 22 a day, which I think the 22 a day has changed, where the VA actually came out and said it was 44. So
Yeah.
they've been reporting half the numbers. And a lot of people I know that really struggle with mental health, and I do too. And I found ways to improve it through trial and error. Dude, I was on antidepressants for fucking 2 days. Made me sick. I hated it. I stopped taking them. It threw my chemical balance all over the place. And I just
They're staring at a wall.
yeah, it hurt bad, dude. It was terrible. But I don't really drink anymore. I don't do drugs, anything like that. So like I'm really like in the position of like, hey, like let me help you because I'm finding things that are working for me, and I think they might work for you type things. That's kind of like the whole purpose of this, and just take care of one another, man. So
That's the thing, getting out, like when you're in, I'm sure Doc knows, like, hey Doc, I need an IV. It's you'll sit there and every night you'll be drinking with all the boys, and then when you get out, it's
Yeah,
all
no.
it's not that it's all gone, it's that you have to make an effort to reach out to the boys
yep,
because you don't see them every day anymore.
I still
And
take boys. I still have. They'll message me or call me every now and then, like, "Hey, Doc, what do I do for this?" Or, "Hey, this happened," or they'll send me a photo. Stop sending me dick pics, please. But hey, I burnt my hand or I did this. What do I do? And it's like, I still treat them. I still take care of them. They're still my boys. That's a big factor. If you have that relationship with the doc, whether you're Army, Navy, anything like that, if you have a good relationship with your doc, one, you should. There are docs out there that are shitty. I had one as a boot. I fucking understand. Build one with a good doc because they can help you.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
Shelby. And when he has a question about something medically, he reaches out to me.
Mhm.
Boys reach out to me still. You build that relationship with the doc. It can be something as simple as, hey, what's going on with this? I've had boys reach out to me, hey, my wife's pregnant. This is going on. I'm like, hey, you need to go to the hospital. Pretty good idea to get that checked out. It is definitely way different than a barracks call. Hey, doc, I'm hungover. I need an IV. Or, hey, this or hey, that. And you can just go treat them, do barracks medicine. Especially now, civilian side. Fuck, I went to the ER. It's $500 to just get told, hey, you have a cold. Like,
Yep.
fuck.
It's fucking
Like,
horrible,
I know
dude.
it's like I'm trying to get a Z pack. I feel like shit.
Getting
But
out, don't put all your eggs in the VA basket.
Oh hell
Nope.
no.
It's the I'm not going to say they don't care because there's absolutely people that care, but it's a system. And if you don't do what Shelby was saying and get ahead of the curve on it, or was that you, Shelby, or was it you, Doc?
That's Doc.
You, Doc. If you don't get ahead of the curve on it, you might get out and you're still covered for X amount of days.
180.
Yep.
You get 6 months.
180.
180 days where you still get full coverage. You still got TRICARE. But after that,
that'll go fast. It always does.
Yeah.
It's
Hold on one second. But yeah, I mean, like the VA thing is, it's one of those things where it's a system and they get money based off of how many patients they have and how many they see. That's how they get their money. But at the same time, the same people will come around and tell you, yeah, no, that didn't happen in the service or because of the service, or, fuck you. You're just, whatever.
Oh.
And there's a number of cases. The VA is one of those fights where they make it as difficult as possible because eventually, if you keep fighting it, and you just keep getting denied, you have one or two options. You'll go after them again, or you'll just quit. And when you quit, they don't have to pay you out. And I have a number of friends who just said, "Fuck it, it's not worth it." And to me, that's painful because, depending on the injuries and everything like that, there are people who definitely need VA benefits and need the help, and they could definitely use the extra money. And they make it such a challenge that they give up. And it's sad to say that America is one of those countries where you have a bunch of, you look in the military, 99% of the people who come in, they're young, they're kids, and they do whatever they need to do. Some people's jobs are a lot harder than others. You have people get injured, you have this, that. You have people that do get taken care of and the VA is nice and easy for them, and you have the ones that they have to fight. And it's one of those things where it's kind of luck of the draw, but it's something that I think you should keep fighting. Don't ever give up on your VA benefits, because once you give up and you go past that 1 year of after you get like a denial letter and you wait that full year and it's up, then you're fucked. Anything you have in the service, except for like the PACT Act and stuff, you can no longer get. Don't give up. Just keep fighting it. Eventually, you'll get your benefits. Everyone I've talked to about it, you may not get what you want, but at least you got something, and then challenge it again, and challenge it, and challenge it, and challenge it. It's okay. That's fine. Just put it in the garage. It's one of those things where medical civilian side, it's expensive. I got lucky enough that Hannah, her company got taken over by Blue Cross Blue Shield, so now we get great insurance. We get really good benefits now, but it's like, insurance civilian side is very expensive. My company that I work for, I signed up with their insurance originally, and I was paying like $200 a month or $200 a check. It was something stupid, and my coverage was like nothing still.
Yeah.
Like if I broke my arm, I was still responsible for like 60% of the bill. And breaking down the cost is gonna be like $8,000 for a broken arm. I'm like, heaven forbid I get fucking seriously injured, something happens. I'm like, I'm gonna go into debt for the rest of my life because I got hurt. If you have the VA and you get your benefits, you don't have to worry about that,
Yeah, that's a good part. Yeah, once you're able to get hooked up with VA, absolutely. All right, you got any more else to say on that? I don't want to end you short. No?
call homie. Don't. Yeah, that's it. We've all, no matter how good we look like we're doing, we've all been through minutes and times where we're struggling because, like, we're used to waking up and being with people that are close to us. And if we're not at home with our family, like, if we don't have a big family support, like, it's not easy for them.
No, that's I'll go ahead, Brandon. My bad.
It's one of those things. A lot of people, I'm sure, especially on the stream, because the only person I really know is Shelby. I'm actually a suicide attempt survivor. My gun failed to go off. I had a dud bullet, and it's one of those things where, especially for men, when you come to, because June, people don't realize June's actually men's mental health awareness month. Men are more likely to be successful in suicide because we're usually a lot more violent. And this is just coming from like a medical statistic and everything. Women have a thing when they commit suicide, it's a vanity thing. They want to be beautiful even in death. Men, we don't give a shit. We'll grab a shotgun and blow our head off. But the difference between the two is women are usually more likely to be saved because they'll overdose or they'll do this or they'll do that. Compared to men, we do it in such a violent way, there's no coming back from it.
Oh, absolutely.
And I had a 450 Bushmaster rifle placed against my chest with a 300 grain hollow point. And that gun could punch a hole in an engine block and keep going. That gun was a big fucking gun. And if I would have done it, it probably left a basketball-sized hole in my chest, and it would have killed me instantly. Thankfully, it didn't do it. I'm still here. It's one of those things where, like Sean was saying, call a fucking buddy. Memorial Day this year, I reached out to like 20 different people, had a few call me back, few like, hey, I'm working or here, this or that. If they didn't answer, I sent them a message, hey man, thinking about you today. Reached out to a few of my mentors, people who went through a lot of shit. One of them was in like Afghanistan was bad. One of them was in Iraq when it was bad. It's one of those things where people don't think it's a lot. A simple phone call could be the difference between someone going, hey, today's the day, and hey, I can make it another day. Or fuck it. I have the reasoning of when someone commits suicide, you have these people who are like, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And to me, I hate that saying because depending on the person, we never truly know what someone's going through. So you can't walk in someone else's shoes. And when it comes to that, it's, there are people who are very devoted to committing suicide. I have a buddy down there in San Diego in Balboa. He's getting out this year. I've had a couple different times, even in, being in different areas, I called his chiefs. I'm like, hey, go fucking check on him. And, that being the difference in him living and dying. And
it ain't temporary. It doesn't ever go away completely. You have good days, but it's always still there in the back of your head.
Exactly. And it's the whole thing where it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I hate it because it's like, depending on the person, they might view that as their only option. And I don't feel guilty about it or guilt for, them wanting to do it. It's like, I would rather have you here, but I get it. I've been in that fucking situation where I'm like, this is it. This is how if I do this, I don't have to worry about it anymore. And the ones that, have that mindset, I've had one buddy, he's like, he's going to commit suicide, tried to commit suicide. And I was like, dude, just call me. And he's like, I don't want to talk. And usually people will do it. And it's 100% natural. When you're in that kind of situation, that mindset, you don't want to talk to anyone because you're ashamed. You are very ashamed. And it's something that I don't give a shit if you're ashamed. I get it. I've been in that position. Fucking when I had my suicide attempt, I got put in the hospital. I had buddies from my command come into the hospital room. And the very first thing I did, I just deflected, pushed away. So I didn't do that. Didn't want to, making jokes and cracking jokes and everything like that, ignoring the situation. Even if you want to do it, fucking let me call you. If you are going to do it, you're heavily set on you're going to do it. I'd rather try to save you, but at least talk to me. Talk to him. Talk to a buddy. It might be the difference in, the mentality of I'm alone. I feel alone. Especially in today's military, mental health they push these mental health briefings. We've all had to sit through death by PowerPoint. Yep. And what does it do? It pisses us off. It
doesn't do absolutely a single thing. And it's, at least they're trying now, but
but it's one of those,
not the right approach.
You look for, it's a double-edged sword because you have these briefs and it's like, hey, when someone's seriously set on it, they'll start to give away their belongings. Well, that person who seriously set on it, sat through that PowerPoint, knows what not to do to alert anyone before.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's fucking wild. Brandon, I want to chime in and just say, like, I'm fucking thankful that you're still fucking here with us, man. Like, you've been. I think we first met. It was about a year ago, wasn't it? We're coming up on Takeover this next week. Fucking you've been a fucking outstanding person to fucking know. Just being around you, your energy, fucking every time we talk, you're very fucking knowledgeable. Like, you've been a huge help to me. So I do appreciate it, and I hope I'm not cutting you off here. I just do want to like chime in, just the fucking purpose of this company, and the podcast. Fucking when I got out of the Marine Corps, like I said, 2 weeks before the pandemic hit, in the first 3 months, fucking 3 friends I went to boot camp. One of them was boot camp MCT, schoolhouse, and then we got fucking stationed together. Fucking I got a call from another guys, we went through the same process, and he took his own life fucking June. No, it was like May of 2020. And then it was 2 more right after that. Dude, I was so fucking lost, dude. And it's just like to lose your fucking friends like that. And, I cried like a fucking girl, and I'll say it, man. I sobbed, man, for fucking days on end. I don't know what the fuck to do, and I'm scared because I'm like, fuck, like, am I gonna fit this statistic next? Like, is this like where it's coming to? Like, what do I do? Why didn't they call me? Like, you just have like kind of a lot of different questions. And then actually
Why
back
didn't
in
they call me is the one that hurts the most
yeah,
sometimes.
that one's the worst. And I thankfully back in January this year, I had a really good friend of mine reach out. He took me into his own home for about a month before I was going out of the Marine Corps. He got out, and I still keep in contact with like everybody I served with, and a lot of them, like, we don't talk every day, and there's, I think just about everyone I have in my phone I can call right now and they will pick up.
Yeah.
It's really good. But buddy of mine reached out. It's 1 a.m. And I keep my computer out here in the garage, and it was 9 degrees outside, and he just text me and say, "Hey man, are you awake? I need someone to talk to." I said, "Yep." It's like 1 a.m. I got out of bed and freaking went and threw on a fucking hoodie. Sat out here and froze my ass off, and I talked to him till about like 4 a.m. And I was like, get some rest. I'm taking a little nap, and I'm gonna give you a call when I wake up, and I'm just gonna check on you, right? We woke up, checked on him. We're good. We can continue. I ended up getting out to Missouri, and I was checking up on him once a week. Man, he got in counseling. Got the help he needs. His wife's super supportive. He didn't want his wife to know, so I had to respect it. And I was like, hey, you should probably talk to your wife about this because I know your wife, and your wife loves you. And he's like, okay. Talk to his wife. His wife's been super supportive. And we got him like on a really good track, and so it is possible.
It's one of those things, especially when it comes to men, like the not telling their wife thing.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, because you look at society's viewpoint towards men. Men nowadays aren't shit.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, men were the breadwinners. We're the ones who brought everything home. We're the ones who did everything. We're the ones who worked 2 jobs. And I'm not saying they're
supposed to be the strong one.
Yeah,
that's right. Yep.
One. We're supposed to be the strong one, and now when it comes down to it, it's gotten to a point where it's so toxic for men that you don't want to tell anyone because you're ashamed. I'm going to look down upon because I'm not a man because I want to do this. And don't be ashamed. Fucking, we get it.
Yeah.
Men are more likely to commit suicide, and the ones who do attempt are usually more successful because they're violent when they do it. Not violent towards others. They're just violent. They shoot themselves. They, hang themselves. It's not a vanity thing for us. If we attempt, we're usually successful.
Yeah. I just want to put it out there. Oh, fucking go ahead, Brandon. My bad.
It's one of those things where it's like, reach out, call a buddy. That dude called Shelby. He's still probably with us because of that.
Yep.
It's a little bit like that. Hey, send me a text. Even if you don't want to call, if you don't want to talk, send me a text.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up all fucking night. I work all night.
Yep.
Message me.
Yeah, I'm gonna share the Discord here. We the funny name of the G Spot just to kind of get a little laugh to whoever's joining. But this Discord, I need to finish setting it up, and it's in my plans with everything else I got going on. But it's at least a hub for fucking people to men. And I'm very strict on the men thing just because it is men's mental health month, and it's something that I feel like we lack here in the United States. But place for everybody to get along and share their hobbies, but most importantly, you need somebody. Reach out. We're all here to take care of each other, and when it comes to expressing your emotions and stuff like that, fucking do it. And I know a lot, and I know myself, when I express emotion, whether it's sadness or I'm upset or I'm mad, it always comes out as anger, 1,000% of the time, and it never fucking fails. And it's like something I have to work on. And I feel bad because, I'll talk to my wife or whatever, and instead of, I'm feeling this way and I need to talk about it, I just fucking blow up, and just about every man I know fucking bottles everything up, and that fucking cap pops, and the whole world goes to shit, and then you feel good for, a little bit, and then it's a repeat cycle, so I've really, really worked on, like, when I gotta, talk to my wife about how I feel, right? And it's just kind of, let me sit down, let's sit on the couch, I want it to be quiet, and I'm just gonna, say whatever's on my mind, no matter what it is, man. It's like, I'm upset because, shit at work didn't go the right way, and I just pissed me off, and whatever, or I'm upset, like just recently, I'm upset because I was trying to go back into the Marine Corps, and I'm upset because I'm forever disqualified to go back active duty again. And it just like it made me sad because it's like, fuck, I'm never gonna get that time back with my boys type thing. And it's just you have to find a way to like a good healthy way to communicate. I guess with your significant other. Like every time I call and talk to my boys, and I'm just like just whatever's on my mind. And it always comes out just I look like an asshole every time. And everyone's like, no, dude, like, I get it, like, fucking.
I get put on a watch list every time I talk to one of my boys.
Yeah, dude, I'm always like, it's sometimes it's bad, dude, but I think, like, men understand it, especially veterans, to where I can call a lot of, like, my veteran friends, like, this motherfucker this and this motherfucker that, and I'm fucking pissed, and, just whatever the fuck it is. Or, I got this going on and just all this shit. And,
that is one, I will say civilian side is coming from the military, especially being with the Victor unit. I'm not ashamed or afraid to admit it. I had anger issues just because of and doing with daily. It's how you survived.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't tough and you had that mentality, you fucking fell out. And coming civilian side, that's definitely part of the transition that is hard, because it goes from, hey, stop being a fucking idiot, to hey, you can't do that. You have to be very tactile in how you approach civilians. And it's nothing against civilians, because you guys you don't know. It's not the mindset and stuff. You look at us and it's like we've lived this mindset for X amount of years, and that's how we survived. And then we get back into this. And in the military, you have your lane. You stick in your lane. You know exactly what to do. And you have civilians who are like, I'm just gonna fucking merge now, and you're like, dude, that's not how you fucking do this.
And I realized that coming back into the civilian world, even like while I was in, and I had to drive through San Diego traffic, and you look at somebody and you're like, you're a fucking dumbass. Why the fuck would you do that? Or like, dude, I feel so bad because my oldest son's 4. And everything I say while I'm driving, he'll repeat when somebody does the same shit on the road. Like, dude, every day, there's a 4-way intersection we go through, and every single day, it never fails. I almost get T-boned. I miss by, like, inches. And I can't even get it out of my mouth, you fucking dumbass, before my oldest is like, hey, you fucking dumbass. And I'm like, hey, don't say that shit. But it's funny. Yeah. Go back to the chat real quick, just because I know we've gotten a few things real quick. We got Clapping That Ass. Thanks for coming in here, by the way. That's crazy you're talking about that. A girl we all know just shot herself at her dad's house. She drove to her dad's house and did it, and her husband is so devastated. And that fucking sucks. And that is fucking horrible, and I'm sorry to hear. Obviously a tragic thing for everybody. I could only imagine my kids coming to my house and doing that. Then we got Logic in here, 500 bits because your shirt says got MILFs. Thank you. Support your local MILFs. Bang one if you got one. And, you can always pick up a shirt here at
He's already
on the
pregnant.
site. So, that's right. Congrats, by the way, you motherfucker.
I can't pull out of the driveway, let alone anything else.
That's why I got a vasectomy, bro. I got 2 kids. I'm done. Although I want a 3rd one. Let's see the gun show. That's the douchiest thing I've ever fucking did. There we go.
I'm too skinny.
Yeah, you're skinny as fuck.
No arms.
That's all right.
But
That's I've benched 3 times in my life.
God damn. Yeah, get in the gym, my dude.
I'll
I'll send over a diet and workout plan right now.
Trap bar deadlifts.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, like for me, like I got 1 kid already, and I got another one on the way, man. That's a definite head turner too, especially for me. Like when my son was born, I was like, man, I was fucking stupid, because my wife was 2-3 months pregnant when I tried to kill myself, and then my son was born. I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yep.
And now another one on the way, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Kids really changed the whole dynamic in a household, man. And like, dude, I got 2 boys that are crazy as shit. They're all over the place. I got one that is learning everything, including anything I say. Yeah, my youngest one's starting to pick up on a lot of things. He's just learning how to talk and everything. He's almost 2. But dude, like kids are, absolutely a fucking game changer, and my personal belief, and I never want to hold a burden on my kids ever, but my kids have got me through so much shit. Just like I'm feeling down, and it's like, dude, I've like gotten off work early to go pick up my kids because I'm bored, or like I'm just feeling down, and I want to just like go, jump on the trampoline with both my kids and just have a fucking great time.
That's how I am.
So,
It's like I just go and pick up my son and give him a hug, and he doesn't know what's going on. He just gives me a hug back and asks for a drink or something.
Yeah.
And it's like it's one of those things where kids are the biggest blessing I really think that you can have, because there's a huge responsibility, a financial responsibility, and everything like that. And I'm not saying everyone should be parents. You don't have to, and if you don't want kids, etc.
No, and kids is a whole like another subject I can go on, dude, for a long time. But
driving in California,
like look at my son, like he's just my happiness. Now with this next, it's just like, fuck, I'm gonna have 2 kids, but at the same time, I'm so damn excited to see my new kid.
Oh yeah, dude, I was. My first one, I was like, fuck. My first question when my first one happened was, is it mine? Because I just came home from deployment. And then, like, he came out, dude, and the way he came out was the funniest fucking story ever. But I guess I'll just go ahead and tell it, dude. I was playing fucking Call of Duty one night. My wife went and laid in bed and said, hey, you should probably go to bed soon and get a good night's sleep. I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm fine. And so I was like, I played Call of Duty for a bit. I went downstairs. I was working in the garage on my car. It hit like 2 a.m. And I was
like, I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah, something was like, man, you should just go lay down right now. And I was like, no, fuck that. Like, yeah, I guess you're right. I'll go lay down. And I go upstairs, dude. I take a shower. And I'm not kidding you. The second my head hit the pillow, she fucking grabs me and says, my water just broke. And I said, you're fucking with me because you told me to go to bed earlier. And she's like, no, I swear to God, my water just broke. And I said, bullshit. And I turned the light on, and I was like, holy fuck, your water just broke. What the fuck do I do? And I'm calling like fucking the only person I know that's up at fucking 3 a.m. And I'm like, what do I do? And he's like, go to the hospital. And I'm like, okay. And then, the whole dynamic changed with my second one. She's like, hey, my water broke. I was like, cool, I'm going back to bed. Let me know when you're ready. She's like, okay. And, she goes, has a cup of coffee. I wake up an hour later, take a shower, and I said, everything good? Yeah. All right, cool. I'm gonna, get you going here in just a minute. But
with my son, so we were scheduling induced because 29 Palms, I think one of the doctors was pregnant and she ended up giving birth. It was Hannah's actual OB, gave birth like 2 weeks before Hannah was due. So I'm like, oh, fuck, she's on maternity leave. And then another one PCS. And then there's only one doctor, and he's running everything. And this is, during COVID, everyone was fucking having babies. Mm-hmm. And, this man was working 24 hours a day for like 6 months by himself. Damn. And we go in, and his scheduled induction is right on her due date. And we got there, and the doctor's like, hey, blah, blah, let's check you out. Hannah was already in labor. They're like, well, fuck, we'll just help her. She's already here getting induced, might as well. So then that was the day before her due date. Her actual due date, Hunter was born. He came out. He was a double nuke, so he had the cord wrapped around his neck twice. And he was fine. Nothing from that. He started crying immediately, everything like that. He shot out quick. And it was funny because I have photos in a video. He came out, and the very first thing he did was looked at us, and he had that pissed off baby look, and he was flipping us off the entire time. He flipped us off for about 5-10 minutes. We'd move his hand, he'd move it right back.
Oh, that's funny.
Real pissed. He's like, to fucking spawn kill me. I ain't doing it. And he flipped us off. Now he's a gremlin now.
Oh, I bet.
Monster. And he's gonna be big, dude. I'm fucking afraid. He's gonna be like 14. He's in the 99th percentile for height. For weight, he's like in the middle. He's like just at average, just below average.
Yeah.
For the doctor, like every time I go to see his pediatrician, she's like, he's gonna be a big fucking kid. I'm like, bro, he's gonna kick my ass by the time he's 14. Like, what the hell?
So, Sean, I don't know if you got anything else to say. If not, we'll kind of move on to the last thing. And sorry, I was plugging in my death stick over here, but
amen. Yeah, they gonna get us one day, but not today.
That's right. What do you guys do to kind of I guess work on your mental health and kind of help stay positive and I guess in a healthy state of mind.
Go ahead, Sean.
Ooh.
Legal.
Healthy state of mind. Well, I do have a child on the way.
Okay,
So
that's right.
that I am looking forward to that. I think more than my wife, honestly. She actually, well, she's currently going through it, so it makes good sense.
Yeah.
I've lost friends. Like even before I got in the Marine Corps, I had a few friends I lost. Lost a bunch of people in my life, and I've always just looked at it like if it ever got to me where I had problems and I wanted to take my life, then I've had friends that didn't have a choice. So to me, it would be disrespect to them. But there's days where it's hard. You've you've always got people around you in life that appreciate you. They might not tell you all the time, but it's definitely worth waking up the next day. Also, do everything you can to, if you ever get down, give somebody a call. They might not want to talk to you at that time, but once they know why, a good amount of your friends are going to pick up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For me, I tinker on my car. I work on guns. I've built a number of ARs now. I'd sit there. I'll come in the garage if I had especially a down night where I was like not feeling it, especially if I'm off. I'll just come in here and I'll take apart an AR, put it back together. Why? Fucking gives me something to do. I love tinkering on stuff. I love taking stuff apart and rebuilding it. Fucking Legos, cars, guns, like whatever it is. I like looking at things and trying to figure out, hey, why does this work? And I like taking it apart and putting it back together and seeing how everything tinkers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like playing video games. Fucking Shelby knows he's played video games with me.
We need to get another game night in soon, man.
I'm down. I love being on COD and just being absolutely toxic to players. I get shit on and I shit on other people. It's just how COD is.
Oh yeah.
But I like calling buddies, like reaching out. I don't do a lot of outdoor activities anymore just because it's kind of hard with wife's pregnant and another kiddo. It's kind of hard to go out and do stuff. But it's stuff that you find entertaining, stuff to do. Like watching Star Wars, I'll sit there and just binge watch a bunch of different shit. And
nice.
It's one of those things where it's kind of hard. I do like hanging out with friends, but again, we're all adults. Keith works, I work, buddies up here work. People I work with, we all have different schedules, days off. So it's, we still try to find out what works for us. And usually maybe once, twice a month, we go out and get sushi with like a couple of my coworkers. Mm-hmm. It's shit like that. You find something to keep you entertained. Probably should be legal. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Don't do anything that's going to get you arrested because that little box, 2 hots in a cot, is not fun. But it's I don't know. It's each person is different. Find your peace and find what gives you happiness and do it. Stick to it. If you get bored with it, do something else. I guarantee that original one will eventually come back to you.
Oh yeah. But
talking about things, seeing how things work. Working with radio.
No, I fucking hate radio.
I have no idea. It's my whole profession, and I'm like, hey, it might work today.
Doc, here's a radio. Radio wasn't working. Looked at the radio, looked at my radio operator, and I fucking hucked that thing. He's like, Doc, what the fuck? And the funny thing is, he picked it up and it started working again. I was like, see, fixed it.
Yeah, there you go.
You turn it off, you turn it on, and it works. And it's like, hey, guys. I can't explain it to you, but it worked.
The military's. I don't think we should have technology where the number one solution is lick it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lick the antenna or put on the antenna. It'll work now. And it fucking does. I don't know why.
It's fucking witchcraft, man.
But that's right.
Just for me, just what I found out, for that works for me mental health wise to kind of like be happy, stay healthy type thing. I eat really clean. Fast food I can never eat anymore. It fucking runs through me and destroys me for fucking 3 days.
Yeah.
Gym, I love going to the gym, and I know the gym's not necessarily for everybody, but just remember your brain is a body part, so whatever you do, put in your body, including what you're looking at, what you're listening to, and what you're eating, just like everything that affects your body is going to affect your brain. And brain's a body part. Mental health should, or I guess it does play into effective physical health and your diet and all that good stuff. Um, I play a shit ton of video games. I play a lot with my little brother. I do play with a very large group of veterans. Um, they're called Regiment. You can find their Discord really whenever, or if anybody ever wants it. I'm actually going to put it down in the chat because it's going to get uploaded to YouTube right after this. So I guess in the description or whatever, Regiment's thing will be there. You have to be a veteran or a veteran spouse to get in there, or active duty. Same bunch of everything. But I play with them. They're all really fucking cool dudes. There's a lot of VA help in there. A lot of jobs to get into, like if you're in need of a job, dude, like everything military, like resource wise, is like all in there. I offer a lot of the same things in that mix. What else do I do? Play with my kids. My favorite times is when I'm off work and up until they go to bed, because I can run outside and jump on the trampoline and wrestle my kids, even though they're gonna kick my ass every time. Um, uh, yeah,
Probably
and
got too many gremlins.
oh yeah, I like to go to the range. I want to go hiking just because there's a lot of fucking beautiful spots out here in the state of Washington to go explore. But range days with your friends. But that's just really what I do. I live a pretty fucking simple, boring life. It's either here in front of a computer or fucking wiping ass because it's one of my kids that took a shit. So, but yeah, I don't know if you guys have anything else to like really mention. If you guys do, please go ahead.
You just said something that brought me a reminder. If there's anybody struggling to get a job, I don't care what field you work in. If you've got the time, get a hold of me. Um, I'm not going to say I'm good at fluffing resumes because I don't like to do it, but I will always be able to find somebody employment, because that's not having a job is hard on you. It takes a lot. You feel like you don't have self-worth if you can't bring home enough money to take care of yourself, your family. So if that's something somebody needs help with, by all means, reach out to me.
Yep. Best way to reach out to, I guess, really any of us through this Discord. Anybody that wants to get a hold of me directly, you can always get a hold of me through Facebook if you have me on Facebook. And I know there's going to be people that I don't know watching this. If you go on ZeroDark30USA.com, my contact info is at the bottom of the page. It is my cell phone number. Call me if you need something. You can shoot me an email. You can shoot me a text, whatever it might be. That might have just fucked me in the ass royally because I'm going to get a just shit ton of calls now, but that is perfectly fine. If you need something, I got you.
Same for me. Reach out. If you do have kids, spend time with the kids. I love spending time with my kid. My son's happy. And, one of my favorite things, and I work from home now, so I don't get to experience it really anymore, but I come home from the military, and, he was just a baby at the time. And come home from the military, and he'd still get fucking excited. I love coming home, my kid get excited.
Yep.
That made me fucking... Very first thing, I walked through the door. If I didn't pick him up immediately, he was screaming.
Yeah.
and once I picked him up, he was happy. He's content. But yeah, it's find your peace, find your buddies. If you don't have buddies, reach out. We'll either find you a network or we'll be friends with you. And same thing with me. If you need my contact information, you can post in this Discord. You can give me a hold of me that way. Reach out to Shelby. Shelby's got my contact info. He can give it to you.
Yep. Get here in the Discord, guys. It's fucking. That's the place for everybody to build and be safe. You know, your safe place, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of that term, but you know, fucking come be a part of something. Fucking take care of one another.
This is a true safe
Amen.
place. Not fucking. I heard someone was being mean. No, this is a place where if something's going on, fucking reach out.
Absolutely. Well, cool guys. I appreciate you guys coming out on the podcast, and
Hey.
like I said, I know you guys are fucking awesome. I know we've really talked over Facebook and shit, and I know you guys probably got better things to do than come fucking sit here and look at my ugly mug on a Saturday night. So I hope you guys have a fucking great rest of your night. Everybody that came out and watched, we actually peaked at 9 viewers today.
Hey.
Fucking huge thank you. I haven't had a fucking stream ever hit 9 viewers in probably like 4 years. So it means a shit ton to me. Shelby, let's play COD. I gotta do some schoolwork right after this, and then I will be on to play Call of Duty. Seriously, fucking everybody that's like watching this now after the live, everybody that showed up to the live, fucking thank you. It means so much, and all the support fucking is greatly appreciated. Fucking everything, everyone fucking buying t-shirts, everybody buying fucking gun parts, everybody sharing shit, everybody just fucking being a cool ass motherfucker, and just being fucking awesome. All right, I'm proud of you. I appreciate you, and I literally can't do this shit without any of you guys. So thank you again. And Brandon and Sean, I will see you guys later. Thanks again for coming out. You guys have a kick-ass night.
I'll see you next
Thanks
week,
for
man.
having
See you
me.
next
All
week,
right.
Daddy.
Yeah, that's right, Thursday.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right,
Have a good
man.
night, guys.
You too.
See ya.